What's poppin'? Welcome into our Housewives of Beverly Hills recap and review. This episode was called Stranded Under the Tuscan Sun because Dorit left them heifers for dead. This is season 15, episode 15, but welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. Let's welcome in our co-host, James, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel.
Hey everybody, like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know why Mama D just popped into my head when you said that. You left my child for dead.
Mama D, Lord help us. If y'all want to see us talk about Mama D, we do cover Love and Hip Hop Atlanta on this channel. Check it out the day after it airs. We cover it. Love and Hip Hop Miami is also back on the 8th of April. Yeah, I'll be covering it. The Valley is also back. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So that's April 1st. The Valley is back.
Where was the promo for that? I know.
Don't you feel like they kind of rushed the promotion?
Yeah, because I was like,
one trailer, and now they're like, it's here next week.
Y'all wasn't gonna say nothing. Y'all just was gonna just put it out there and just hope we all were ready for it.
Ciao. I guess so.
I guess we just want to be ready for it.
I picked up a lot of shows because I'm trying to build content, get these watch time hours up, and I didn't have any shows like around the holidays. Now I have so many shows that I'll be covering, in addition to The Valley, and there's something else. Housewives of Rhode Island. Lord help us. James is getting Bell Collective Birmingham, as well as regular Bell Collective, as well as Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup are back at the beginning of May. So it's going to be a very, very busy spring, summer, fall.
That I am not prepared for now that I'm back at work, y'all. So y'all pray for your boy. Please.
We'll figure it out. You'll probably just have to do a lot of reviews like on the same days, probably, instead of doing it like as long as you're getting content out weekly, which I think you'll be able to do, you'll be okay. Just do it on your days off.
I don't want to do it like that, but okay. No, I got you. Yeah, I got you, friend. I got you.
People will still watch it. Think of it like a pre-record. You could also do pre-records. That might help you too.
I could, yeah.
They're not hard. But James figured out, y'all, he is working nights now. So we just go keep offering him support and uplifting words because it is not easy to work night shift. It's harder than a lot of shifts, but we are going to lift him up. But let's get into the episode, beautiful people. Sutton and Amanda woke up together. Amanda's eyebrows are strange. No, they're like just lines. You remember when you would use a colored pencil instead of a crayon? They're just lines. And like, I don't understand this, but okay, I'm gonna be good. James is looking at me crazy. But Amanda and Sutton wake up and they talk. And Sutton tells Amanda that the women went and searched her on ChatGPT. And she told Amanda that the way that they were searching and the things that they were saying felt mean-spirited. And Amanda's like, of course it felt mean-spirited if they're looking up my controversy and things of that nature. And Sutton tells Amanda, she's like, but I spoke up for you. But you couldn't do it for Garcelle. But Sutton says she spoke up for Amanda and she feels like her speaking up, like she may not have done enough. But honestly, I feel like Sutton's been back and forth. Like at one point in Sedona, was that where they went in Arizona?
Sedona, yeah, Sedona.
Yeah. She was like against Amanda and kind of looking for a problem, it seemed like. Yep. Now you're magically looking out for her. So I'm like, Sutton, you kind of wishy-washy in your support of her. And the support that you're giving this girl that you just met is the support that you should have gave to Garcelle, but I'll digress.
We'll all digress. Yeah, we'll all digress with that because I agree with you. I was like, okay, is it when you look at her, you see yourself? Like, what is this kinder connection that we're having here? Because I felt like why you couldn't do the same with Garcelle at that reunion when she was looking for you to defend her against all those women the same way she did for you. But that's, too much like right? Yeah.
Sutton is weird. It's like the moments that she chooses to stand up are moments that we really like whether she does or doesn't, we're not really phased. But
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. We then see more of that scene that happened with Bose when she was talking about Amanda. And apparently Bose compared her accomplishments and what was on ChatGPT when she searched herself to Amanda's. And Sutton tells Amanda verbatim, she's like, I'm on your side. So Sutton claims that she's on Amanda's side. And Amanda decides to search herself on ChatGPT. And she says, all I saw was positivity. And I'm like, all you saw was positivity. I said, y'all, I have ChatGPT. I actually pay for the premium membership. So I was like, just to clear it up, I'm going to share my screen and we can actually look into their ChatGPTs because it's a lot. It's a lot. I hope that everyone can see the screen, though. I don't know if anyone can actually see it. Can you see it?
No, but that's okay. I can look at it.
Anywho, if you're on the TV, you could probably see it. For me and James, it's extremely small, though, because that's what. Okay, thank you. My husband just confirmed he can see it with no issue. So it does say that Bozoma St. John is a high-profile marketing executive and media personality who's joined Beverly Hills. They say she's a powerhouse corporate leader. It is in bold, and that she's one of the most impressive resumes that the franchise has ever seen as it relates to the Housewives. They say she's a big deal because she was the chief marketing officer at Netflix, brand officer at Uber. I did not know about that. She had senior roles with Apple Music and iTunes and worked for Pepsi early in her career. On the show, they tell her stuff. They talk about her personal life, that she's widowed, born in Ghana. Fans like her because of she's culturally polarizing, substance, vulnerability. And they say that she isn't just another housewife. So that's pretty much all that ChatGPT shows you if you search her. Now, if we go to Amanda, who is now up on the screen, it does start out with positivity. It says who she is with the basics: self-made millionaire, known as money mindset or a manifestation coach. She's the founder of Amanda Francis Incorporated and a mom of 2+ step kids. That's what it says. They say she brands herself as helping women make money, build businesses, and change their mindset around wealth. They explain to us how she made her money, which says online courses about money and manifestation, coaching programs, books such as the book she mentioned, as well as digital products and trainings. And her first course was launched in 2016. She stands out on Beverly Hills for making her own money and her drama with Dorit, they say. And there is a section for her that says controversy and criticism. And it does say that cast members have accused her of being scammy and questionable. Her manifestation money approach gets mixed reactions from audience and consumers. Fans and the cast have questions how legit her coaching is, whether her story adds up as it relates to her success. They talk about how she defends herself. And then they speak about the fact that she started a PhD before dropping out of that program to do her business stuff. And her past cult experience. They do not say that her cult is shady or anything like that. So I just felt it necessary to bring that up because they were going back and forth. And I saw a little bit of the truth from Amanda. When you Google her, you do see positivity first. You have to scroll, as y'all saw, to get to the section of controversy. With Bose, it doesn't tell you anything about her controversy at all. And I searched both of their names the same. I just put their first and last names, and that's it. At the show, that's it. So it looks like Bose kind of took advantage and pointed out the controversy section. She even added stuff to that section that was not within it. So she kind of manipulated what was there. And Amanda, if you search Bozoma St. John reviews, of course, you're going to see stuff come up, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there is some controversy to Amanda's name. But how do you feel about what you see on ChatGPT compared to what these ladies are saying to each other? Because I feel like to properly assess the episode, because they talk about it so damn much, we have to just look for ourselves to see what it says. Because I didn't believe either of them at first.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of what was said was after the fact that she has been on the show. So if they were filming beforehand, where was the negativity? Because there was nothing that you read off that was prior to her joining Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
That's the
So
thing with both
I
of
found
them.
that very interesting.
With both of them, that there was stuff there prior to her being on Beverly Hills. They did mention the cult. They also mentioned her being in a PhD program, her counseling degree. They mentioned her moving. But there is stuff there that was prior to Beverly Hills, especially
No, I'm talking about the negativity.
The negativity did all. Now that is a good catch. It does all relate to the show. None of it seemed to relate except for some people express criticism because she's making money off of basically telling you how to make money. But personally, I feel like those types of products are always criticized.
Yeah, that's what I say. That to me, I have criticism on my books. Like that to me, that's not something I view as a negative. That's just somebody that bought it and just really was like, this was not my cup of tea. It didn't help me or didn't do things that I felt in the moment. And keyword, I felt in the moment was right for me. I think that that's a difference. That's not something I take as a negative because not everything is going to work for everybody. So I don't know. I just feel like to me, they are working overtime to make this lady seem like she's this Cruella DeVille character-esque on this show. And I don't like that. That's what makes me actually be more on Amanda's side than any of the other ladies.
Especially when you see how Bose took pieces of what was within what you see when you Google this girl and manipulated and twisted it to look like pretty much anything that came after that controversy section was a part of that section, which is clearly not. So I'm looking at them like, I'm glad Amanda searched herself, acknowledged the controversy, but also I feel like she doesn't want to acknowledge the controversy because, like she explains later on in the episode, she has an 80% satisfaction rate amongst her customers and clients. That's good. Online or in person, those are good stats. Those are really good stats. That means she's turning a good profit. So maybe that's why Bozo is upset. But Sutton is, I'm not even going to go back to Sutton. We're going to move forward unless there's anything you would like to add.
No, we can move forward.
Kyle, Erika, and Kathy are all having a talk downstairs. And Kyle is fed up. My husband was enjoying Kyle Richards this episode. He said it was funny how she kept snapping on the people. But Kyle is fed up with Natalie for lying. Kyle said, "You're not going to do that to me in the camera right here." I said, "Oh, Lord." Kyle.
Just breaking the fourth wall, girl. Dang.
That must have really pissed her off. Like, that must have really made her teeth itch because she did break the fourth wall.
She broke that fourth wall many times. And I said, Kyle. And to her benefit, I understand what she's saying. I understand how because I would feel a way too. I may not have broke the fourth wall. I would just call her a lying bucktooth old lady, but that would have been me. But I'm just saying. But if Kyle really want to be all offended by this, then fine. But no, I would have probably just went in and just let it go and just made her cry and just go on about it because lying on me is terrible, especially when we on the camera. We're filming for a show that's going to air. We're going to see this. The public is going to see this, and then you could have had a chance to save yourself, but you didn't take it.
Right. That's true. You know what I think also bothered Kyle? Because something James always says about Kyle that is true is she is a pretentious person.
Yep.
I don't think she likes that this new girl came in on this show and is telling lies so soon, especially just as a friend of, because she was genuinely aggravated. And it's like, as Kyle keeps saying, like, I don't think anyone's on Dorit's side except for Karen's. I said what I said. I just don't. But everybody's fed up with Natalie's lies, and they're also tired of Dorit being rude. I'm going to put a pin in that because they were just sitting at the table complaining with Kathy looking at them just in confusion. But we'll come back to it in a moment. I do want to take a moment to shout out to our replay gang and to those who are watching. You are appreciated. We're at 774. Y'all are subscribing, so I do appreciate you. James's subscribers has also grown, so
yes,
we appreciate the support.
we appreciate it. It's turning around, y'all. This is not an easy thing. The numbers matter because they keep us motivated to give you guys good content and everything. We've been at this for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years next month, the day after my birthday. So yes, we are definitely trying to get this ready for y'all. We really are trying to keep us motivated and trying to get that longevity of doing this.
Yes, yes. But I appreciate everybody, and shout out to the replay gang, y'all. So the group goes to a vineyard, and Amanda decides at this vineyard that she's going to confront Bose about why she chat GPT'd her and the constant attacks. Because, you know, this is interesting that they're getting away with this on the show. Amanda has not done anything to anyone. She hasn't said anything rude. She hasn't gone off. She hasn't stolen the spotlight at a table. She's just kind of been authentically herself. And yes, some of her is annoying, but she's not done anything to do anything to anybody or to have a problem. And when she does confront people, she's not even confronting them in like an aggressive way. I'd be like, no, Amanda, you need to cuss these bitches out.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'll be wanting Amanda to cuss them out and just tell them, I don't owe you shit. That's all she has to say. Just a few words to Bose. I'd look at her and say, who the hell are you that I have to explain my business to you?
I'm trying to tell you.
And if you don't like it, guess how many fucks I give? They're none. That's what she needs to tell Bose. Worry about your own business. Why you couldn't stay at a job for longer than a certain amount of time? Like I would get at her right back. And Amanda's being too polite. I get you're a counselor, but bro, my mom is a licensed therapist, and she will cuss somebody out and fight them. Okay, you ain't got to be a punk. Look at Dr. G, moonwalking in the sand after starting some shit. You
okay, but he made sure to say what the fuck he had to say, and ran. When I tell you, ran back for somebody.
Oh God! Hi, DM Rocks. Happy Friday to you. I hope you had a good week, and I hope you're in a good mood. I do. It's been a week of hell for me. I'm happy as hell. And I know James has gone through the motions. We are both happy that this week is over. For you after tonight, right?
Yeah, to me, as the 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will officially be off work for the weekend. And I am looking forward to getting a lot of sleep that I have not been getting this week.
He is going to get sleep. For those who do subscribe to the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, also be sure to know that he does work nights. So he said he's going to get his Bell Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews out the way on Sunday. So be sure to subscribe, head over to his channel so that you do not miss it. I will be there. Happy about Bell Collective. I don't know about Love and Marriage. You never know.
Yeah, Bell Collective. Yeah, y'all not going to miss Bell Collective. That's going to be a read fest to all categories of characters on that show.
Absolutely. I love Bell Collective, though. I'm glad. I'm only watching the show because he wanted me to join him on his recaps. And now it's one of my favorite shows. I love Bell Collective. Great show.
Hopefully Bell Collective Birmingham gives in the same way. I'm praying. It looks like it is. I hope so.
One can pray, friend. But Amanda confronted Bose on what she said, and pretty much Bose's problem with Amanda, she says that Amanda defends her business, but won't explain what she does. And I'm like, so you're upset that she's not explaining her business to you? Then why don't you ask Bose, even though Amanda doesn't owe her any type of explanation? But if that really is your plight and what's bothering you, then why don't you open your fucking mouth and ask her to explain her business?
I don't get what's so hard to understand about the business from face value. It's very much self-help, manifestation, and then also self-actualization. It's very there. Like that's something, and I haven't even read the book yet, and I can already see that that's the platform. Now, is it the most ethical? No, because I mean, without hard work, money is not just going to just fall from the sky and then you get your trash bag.
We'd have to come at every author that is a doctor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, like this is what they do. If they're going to write a book, if they're going to profit off of something, they're going to
I
profit off
just
of what they know. And
I just
this,
think she wants people, because there are people who believe in the ask, believe, and receive kind of situation. So I think she just really wants people to, ask for what they want, believe it can happen, and then receive it when it does. And then that's where the manifestation comes from. I honestly get it. I do get it now that I've had time to really get to know her and understand it. I get it. And if she's
for
making,
some people, they really do find and credit programs like Amanda's, though, as
yeah.
helpful, as useful, especially in California. Especially in California. It's a lot of people out here, no shade to the colorless, but it's usually some colorless person up here in the Bay in Marin County somewhere, or down in Southern California. James, I'm not lying, in Calabasas, Sherman Oaks, Canoga Park.
No, I know
Okay.
you're not
And
playing, because that's yes.
they be changing their life. They like their smoothies. They will pay the $15 for it with a boost of vitamins. And guess what they're doing when they're at home? Amanda's self-help, and then probably going to yoga after with a girlfriend and an iced coffee. Some California stereotypes are true. So I believe Amanda does have a market, and those people be very happy and will credit these programs to that. So I'm like, child. I don't understand it, Bose. Like, get over yourself. You have no reason to be upset.
I don't understand her either. I'm just like, to me, you're, and this is the thing about Bose that I cannot stand, is that she shifted that whole dynamic to not make it what it was about. And it was about the fact that, one, it's not impossible that if someone were to ask you a question of who would that mask fit, that you would have said Amanda's name, when granted the fact you don't even like her. That's not impossible for someone to assess that, Miss St. John, Bozo the Clown. And if I was Amanda, see, the problem is Amanda, you can tell she's intimidated. You can tell a lot is going through her head. This is a black woman. I don't want Black Twitter to come after me if I decide to
Yeah.
go in.
Yeah.
You could tell that there's a lot of factors that Amanda is thinking about, just having just a face value look at her. She's scared. And here's the thing. Black Twitter only come for you if it's unwarranted. If it's warranted, oh, they're gonna be like, "Mom's the word." You might have some that's just ignorant and just might just come at you just for the sake of it.
That's
But
true.
but for the most part, no, we see what
Black
she's
people
doing.
been on Amanda's side, though, for the most part, from what I done
We have
seen.
been, yeah,
Because
exactly.
I think most minorities understand what it's like to be picked on and disliked for absolutely no reason. So therefore, when we watch stuff like that happen on television, whether it's racial or not, it be bothering people. Nobody likes a bully. And that's what
Nobody likes a
Bose
bully.
is doing. But Amanda, she said she did a chat GPT in her little confessional of Bose on reviews, and people questioned Bose's short tenures and how the courses that Bose offered, which were similar to Amanda, were tactically weak and not helpful to people at all. And, Bose starts to talk to Amanda about, feelings and all this BS. And she's like, you just need to show yourself and let the wall down. And I said, you are gaslighting the hell out of this girl. And I'm glad that she can see it. Because how is she expected to let her walls down when you guys are attacking her for doing nothing at all? So, like, can y'all please stop? Please stop. These housewives get on my nerves. Amanda does not owe any of them shit. At the end of the day, she could look at them all and be like, don't worry about what I got going on outside of this. You want to know where my income come from? Call Bravo, call Evolution Media, ask them. That's what I would do at that point. But let me get the comments. I missed your comment, DM Rocks. I'm sorry. DM Rock said, did we hear about the rumor that supposedly happened next season? They're doing a cast shakeup, allegedly bringing back Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna is not true. I did see that rumor. Andy Cohen has since confirmed multiple times that she will not be back. He said that is not possible. He said another past housewife and a newbie. I've heard the rumors. The only part of that I've been able to confirm, though, is Lisa Rinna is not returning, not as a friend of, not as anything. Andy did confirm that on his podcast, and he did again, I believe, on one of the Watch What Happens live. And then he said also they are firing a person who is making a lot of money to get new people. Hopefully it's Kyle.
It's also real soon. for any casting decisions to be made when they haven't even had their reunion. They haven't had the ratings of that, because usually that's
I
the
believe they
determining
did have their
factor.
reunion. I
No, it
believe their
hasn't
reunion.
aired.
Oh, okay. I
It
was like, I
hasn't
believe they
aired. Yeah, no,
filmed.
they had the reunion, but it hasn't aired. Usually after the reunion airs is when we start to hear cast rumblings. It's too early in the season right now for them to be making any casting decisions when no one is sure if they're getting a contract or not to film the next season. I knew Lisa Rinna wasn't coming back based on her book. I knew she wasn't coming back. Like, there's no way
Uh,
yes, her book, like, I didn't read all of it, but the chapters I read, the one about Garcelle, and there was a chapter about Andy too. Yeah, she might as well
she had
hang
a
this.
chapter about Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it because he was like, you could tell there was a disdain when he said it. He doesn't
Mhm.
care for her, I
Yeah.
don't think, but he did confirm several times. He was like, I want people to know that's not true. I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, I could see why, because her book, yeah, the book that she's putting out, like she released, I don't know if the book is out yet, but I know she released like several chapters online, and one, yeah, she talked about a few people from the cast, Garcelle saying she was fake, and then she said something about Andy. I didn't read all of it, but I was like, oh yeah, you went there. Okay.
I feel like Lisa Rinna got back the popularity that she had like in the 90s and stuff when she was well liked on Housewives. And then she messed it up so bad. And I feel like now she's like resentful and just trying to remain relevant however she can. Rinna was really divisive on the show and actually, in my opinion, was responsible for a lot of things that started that resulted in great cast members leaving. I also don't like how she did Kim Richards. I'm glad Kim gave her back that damn bunny. I wouldn't have kept it either. Just saying. Oh Lord. But Dorit, Erika, and Kyle, they go sightseeing and have gelato. Don't invite me nowhere if you just want to go look at old buildings and eat ice cream. We could have done that like at my house with some Safeway Select
Un-
something on
Unless there's
YouTube.
like a slew of like shopping to do, like
It was a ghost
it was a
town,
ghost
friend.
town. Yeah, that would that would get you cussed out. But like, I don't mind seeing old buildings just as long as there's activities for us to do. Like, I remember watching something where there was like a pottery class they were taking in strangers. I was like, oh, that would be fun to do. Just something to do.
They didn't have an activity, and the gelato was a cart. I mean, I don't know who he was selling it to. Maybe they cleared it out because of the cameras. I don't know, but it was a ghost town. But Erika feels awkward because Doris and Kyle have bad energy. So Erika brings up the bad energy and the issue, and Doris says that she hears that Kyle is talking about her constantly. Doris is upset that Kyle called her erratic and questioned her spending habits. And Kyle explained that everybody else has had the same concerns, but feels like Doris piles on Kyle. I said, y'all are both deflecting. Y'all are both deflecting because Kyle, you do need to go to the source, especially when you knew the source for years and years and were extremely close with her, traveled with her and her husband and her kids. Even if y'all having a problem, go to the source. You don't go to Bose, who's messy as hell, which I think is why Kyle went to her. And then Doris, I feel like Kyle knows more about your finances than everybody else in this group. And I think she know you can't afford nothing since in today's time, your mortgage still ain't paid. And you still trying to somehow pin that on PK, even though he don't live in your household. Now she talk about she gonna move. Like, you shouldn't be spending money like you got it if you don't got it. That's how people end up homeless. Bad credit. I mean, I don't understand why they're going back and forth. Like, to me, this whole fight is stupid because Dorit and Kyle have done such bullshit for at least 10 seasons together. They have made people's lives misery. They have bullied people, cornered people, started rumors, lied about things, been disloyal. Now they having a problem with each other and they expect everybody to jump in and be on their sides. And it's like, no. Y'all were hell for many years. So it's hard for me to feel sorry for either of them. But in this situation, because Erika stepped in and she was like, you get defensive, Dorit, over everything that people say. And Erika even said she used to get defensive and was accountable and was like, it wasn't going well for her. And Dorit feels like everybody is coming at her. Anytime you hold Dorit accountable, she feels like you're coming at her and attacking her. And Kyle is like, but you're not explaining why you're mad at me for saying stuff that everybody else is also saying to each other. And that's when Doris realizes that Kyle is right. Why are you mad at her when everybody else is literally talking about you without you and doing the same things? And Doris says, well, I don't trust you, Kyle, but I trust Bose. I'm like, she's going to have a hard time
She
without
sure is.
Boy. She's going to have a hard time without
Lord
him.
have mercy.
He's not likable.
I mean,
with or without him.
Not likable. She ain't got no discernment. She ain't got no fucking common sense. She ain't got no improbability. It's like, lady, what the hell happened to you for you to make it to your 50s and you is up here this delusional and this clueless? Like, I'm sorry, like, y'all, I'm trying to be nice. I'm really trying to be nice, but I'm sorry, there's no room for that because this was so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, are you done describing the scene? I don't want to go and jump too far ahead.
No, it's okay though. No. All that really happens, Erika jumps in, she feels attacked. She says she don't trust Kyle. And Kyle says, this is how you know these bitches is deep. She said, you're gonna call me not trustworthy when you're the one that read my private text message at the reunion? I me and James said it. I said, Kyle ain't never gonna let that go.
She's not. I knew it. Yes, we said it on live.
That was 3 years ago.
She ain't gonna never let that go. She gonna bring that up because that's what pretentious people do.
Yeah.
When they ain't got shit else that you could have done wrong, they gonna bring up some old shit, that one mistake you made, and they gonna run with it and run it to the ground. I said this is not gonna be over, and she gonna bring that shit up again. And here it is.
And even though Kyle is right, Dorit did violate her privacy. The reason that Dorit violated her privacy, and it makes me have to defend Dorit, is because Kyle was not being a friend and was telling lies on camera, but telling Doris things off camera. So it's like they're both guilty. It's two of the same people fighting each other. The difference is Kyle has been at this longer, she's smarter, and she got more money. It's the truth. As Sutton said, her wallet does not match Dorit's wallet. But Kyle stands on business and says she is not going to be singled out by Dorit, and she's sick of it. And Dorit is pretty much losing the argument because then Dorit's like, well, I'm going through a lot. And Kyle's like, hello, have you forgotten I'm separated too and I don't want to be? I'm like, oh, okay, Kyle. All right. And Kyle's like, I need support too. You don't even ask about my separation. And when she said, you don't even ask about my problems, Dorit had no argument. Erika interjected to try and kind of keep the peace and get her to see, like, Doris, you are tripping. And Doris got in the bus and said to the guy in Italian to take her home. He didn't really want to pull off. She yelled at him again, andiamo. And he pulled off, skirt. I mean, he was gone. She left their ass in that ghost town with a cone of gelato.
I'm not gonna lie. Let me explain something to y'all. This is a controlled space, so I'm not going to go in the way I would have if these was regular old ladies traveling overseas. That is the most fucked up thing you could ever do to somebody, is to leave them. I don't give a fuck if we're mad. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to talk to you the whole ride up there, but I'm not going to leave you anywhere. That's one of like my biggest fears.
If she wanted to leave, she should have called herself a ride or a ride share, a taxi. Yes. That's what you do. You don't leave in the bus that got you all there, all of you there. That is some selfish, sedity shit. And as quiet as it's kept, bitch, I have a bigger bank balance than you do, Dorit. You are not in the pretentious, rich, snooty area to be leaving other people. Bitch, your mortgage is $96,000 past due. And you want to leave? And that probably because you couldn't afford a taxi. But I looked at that. I was like, if anybody did that to me, especially in a foreign country, as soon as I got back to that room, I would have been like, square up. we fighting.
Yeah.
That's the one time I'm
Because
gonna hit a friend. You're not gonna leave me stranded
I'm
in
trying to
some
tell
random
you.
Italian town,
Right.
not even a big area where people speak English. They was in the cut. For real, for real. And Dorit left them. I would have went back to the villa and fucked her up on my mama. I would have
Oh
had
yeah,
to.
we would have went to jail. We would have went to jail in Italy. We would have went to jail in Italy
Oh
because
no, I would fucked her up so good she would have been scared to call the Italian policia. She would not have played with me again like that. You don't do that to people.
you don't. Like, to me, that's the most, that's why I said this is a controlled space. But just imagine the danger that she could have put them in. One, they don't know where they are, they don't know where they're going. So it's kind of like you putting them in this predicament just because you mad because you don't want to face whatever
When
it is
you've
they're giving to you.
already made them late, taking
Yes.
less of their day because everybody else had left for their activities. She's causing issues because she's so mad at Kyle for pretty much nothing. Like, now you leaving people. And then they showed other scenes showing that even when they got there, she was taking forever to get out the damn car. Like, it is not the Dorit show. It is not the Dorit show. And I'm mad that Bravo keep this bitch on TV. I really am, because she doesn't bring enough to the show for her to act like this. And she doesn't bring enough to the show for me to miss her, if that makes sense. Like, separate from what she did this episode. When has Dorit done anything iconic? And smoking that cigarette does not count. Name an iconic line, a situation where she thrived in an argument, a situation where she successfully read somebody for filth. Name something iconic this bitch has done other than wear them rented outfits that she can't rewear from years ago. You can't. And I'm not even being mean. Dorit has just kind of been here because of PK. Like, Bravo needs to stop wasting money. DM Rock says somebody might be getting fired who's getting a big salary. Dorit's been here for season after season and has probably amassed a good salary, and she does not deserve it.
They could get rid of her, Erika, and honestly, Sutton can go too, because none of them are bringing a storyline, and I can imagine they're taking up a lot of that money budget aside from Kyle, because I feel like Kyle's getting the Giselle treatment. They're not going to pull a Vicky Goldenson or a Nene
The thing
Leakes
with Kyle,
get rid
even
of
though
her.
I don't like her, it seems like Bravo is focused on keeping original Housewives. That's
Yeah.
one. And then secondly, Kyle will argue with Dorit. She'll argue with Natalie. She confronted Garcelle. So that she is in some ways good for TV. And then her situation with Mauricio is controversial, which will bring ratings. But Doris, I don't even care about this divorce. She gonna be divorced and still expecting PK to pay her bills. And I just cannot. Hey, Kevin Reynolds. How you doing? Good evening to you. It's evening for me and you now. But yeah, I don't know. Dorit was wrong. I'm glad you saw it that way.
No, I was pissed when she got in there, because that's my worst fear, is being left somewhere. Like, I don't know why. Like, I have this feeling, even though I can get myself back home, but it would be the thought of you leaving me in a place where I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. And my objective is I now need to get to safety. That's you jeopardizing people's safety. Because what if the cameras weren't there? What if this was a regular girls trip? You just going to cut out and leave in the transportation for the three of you? That's crazy as hell. I don't give a fuck what they said. Now, getting back to the argument, because I wanted to make a point there. I understand what you're saying about Kyle. I totally agree with you. But I also do agree with Kyle, where I feel like because it's coming from Kyle, Dorit doesn't want to hear it. But if it was coming from Bose or anybody else, she's welcoming it with open arms. And I do feel like that is unfair because you've known Kyle longer. I feel that what Kyle is saying about you, now that we know in today's time, you're not paying your fucking mortgage. Yes, that is a valid concern. Kyle is wrong for not bringing it to you, but here's the thing. In Kyle's defense, if she bring it to her, is it going to be welcome with open arms, or is Dorit going to take it as, oh, you're judging me because I'm, with my finance? So I feel like Kyle was going to be damned if she do, damned if she did. So I kind of feel like I understood why she did it. Like I think I said it in your life. I understood why she did it. I do, because I feel like bringing it to Dorit's going to feel attacked and embarrassed versus taking it as my friend is concerned for me and maybe can lend me a hand of help.
That's the only area I'll say to Kyle, when you have a friendship with somebody that long, but we know Kyle ain't gonna, I feel like Dorit's just been a pet, but when you have a friendship with somebody that long, she shouldn't Yeah, she's damned if she does, and she's damned if she doesn't. But I feel like when you know someone so long, regardless of what situation you're in, I'm not going to nobody new about my concern for you. I would have rather Kyle went and talked to Sutton, hell, Erika, but to go to Bose, who's been here for 2.2 seconds, that part's a little weird. But as you stated, Kyle is not wrong. Doris is wrong. She does want a problem with Kyle, and I'm over it. Because if you have a problem with Kyle, say you have a problem with Kyle. Don't get mad every time she's trying to come to you and be friendly. Either you want to be her friend and you're going to work on the trust, Doris, or you're not. I'm
I
sick
just
of it.
feel like I also feel like some of it is hate as well. It's like she's hating as well. And the reason why I say this, and at first I had thought it in my mind because I was like, why does she have such envy to hate Kyle so much? And then when I look at the dynamic between Kyle and Mauricio and what she has witnessed, it all kind of makes sense because she doesn't have that with PK. Mauricio comes up to Kyle, immediately greets him before anybody else, gives her a kiss on the cheek, says, hey, make sure that, you know, she is acknowledged. PK, I'm sure, does not do that with Dorit. If you would have walked
Dorit is
into a room.
figuring out that her husband, the audience, the fans of the show, the other housewives, nobody respects Dorit but her kids and her parents. And I feel like she's very angry with that. And I think you hit the nail on the whatever the hell the saying is, because I do think that jealousy is a thing. People can show jealousy in ways that are different and not expected. And people can experience jealousy sometimes and not even be fully aware that that is what they are experiencing. Doris is tired, though. I still stand by what I said, regardless of who's right and wrong. You leave me stranded, bitch, square up. We fighting, bitch. As soon as I got back to that villa, I would have kicked her fucking door in and dragged her out by her unnaturally blonde hair. You not gonna leave me stranded nowhere, and you will regret the day that you ever did it. That's fucked up in a foreign country, and you
that's what I'm saying.
Italian,
right? Like, and that's another thing that best. Like, I'm like, oh, see, you
the
really,
audacity.
like, you really, to me, yeah, I was pissed. I was like, not you gonna leave them. Oh,
and she's probably gonna find some smug way to explain it at the reunion, and I want everybody to light her ass up because that wasn't right. Kiwan J said, "Hey y'all," but Doris probably left in their bus because the bitch probably can't afford a taxi. I said what I said. Y'all subscribe to Kiwan J TV. She's almost at 800. She's probably already at 800, but still subscribe her. Let's help her get to 1,000. The link is in the description of the video. Hello, Shani. Welcome in and thank you for being here. Good evening to you. Shani said, I'm good at being by myself, but you don't get to take the car. Right. We all came in and break out without me and don't even say anything. That broad would have been cussed out.
I'm trying to tell you, Shani, and as I said, and I've said this publicly, I don't call women bitches. I do not do that. No, but she would have been a whole bunch of them. She would have been a whole bunch of them when I got back to that villa. She would have been. Like, I'm sorry, because that's so dangerous. Like, y'all, that's a very dangerous thing.
I know Kyle knows about her finances. I'd air it all out, Kyle. Unleash the clip. Let us.
Oh, you know what'd be the kick? You know what'd be the kicker of what Kyle did at that dinner table? Because I know they weren't at a restaurant, but they was at a restaurant. Kyle be like, "Yeah, I know you're broke. I know PK ain't paying for shit. And guess what? Dinner's on Mauricio because I can use this card."
You know, it's funny the way that Dorit discussed it. Mauricio probably, if Kyle tell him, he'll probably be like, happily. He probably don't even care because he can't.
Yeah, dinner's on Mauricio because I can use this card. That I would have threw it back in her face, so like she would have been crying because I'd have been like, "Yep."
Because all she do is run away when it get hot too.
Yep.
Let's say all Doris wants is yes, people, and that's unrealistic. She said, Mo got love and respect for Kyle, and PK don't got nothing for Doris. And that's the thing.
Yes.
I feel like Dorit does not fully separate Kyle from the television Kyle in some circumstances, but I feel like the way Kyle was as a partner, when you really love somebody, even if you can't make it work, you're still going to act and behave with love. And that is what we see with Kyle and Mauricio through their separation. They both doing their own thing, but they're not trashing each other in the press, talking about each other bad. They've separated with grace. They like They're
The
doing it
fact that
the way.
neither one of them wants to file for divorce lets me know that they still may get back together. They just want to get all the fucking out of their system. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that because y'all, they were together 30 years. I get that's a long time to be with somebody and to not experience no life before them because he was really young getting with her. And I think she had been married before and tried to
But she was
restart.
young too,
Yeah,
like
but she was
super
still
young.
young, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of life, like marrying young, y'all. Sometimes it is a blessing and a curse. Sometimes if you're able to make it work, great. And then sometimes like there is a lot of life that you don't get, like learning in your 20s, learning who you are, in your 30s. And those are the years you're supposed to be learning yourself. If you've never had the opportunity to do that, then yeah, there's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna itch for it. And I think that's what they're both doing. I really do.
Yeah, especially being together young. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. She said big black and her big ass feet and that little ass thing. How Biggie said, kick in the door. Right. Right. She said Mo and Kyle been together forever and have a friendship. They do have a friendship in addition to their love. And Doris got with PK for the checkbook he almost had back in the day. Doris swears when she got with PK, he didn't have money, but that is not true. He was coming out of bankruptcies and stuff. But just because you're filing bankruptcies doesn't
Don't
mean
mean
you're
you
going to have
broke. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I ain't never heard of Tony
it
Braxton.
doesn't right. It does not mean that at all. Um But they get back to the house. Erika ends up calling the villa. They sent another car to get them. And hell, they barely missed the car. They was like, is this him? This has to be him. She really did them dirty. But they go back to the house. They talk with everybody except for Dorit. And Rachel, they kind of check Rachel. Kyle tries to take Rachel because Rachel complains a lot. Rachel Zoe is messy and boring. I've never seen a boring, messy person. But Rachel Zoe says one thing to Doris and another thing to the rest of the ladies. Like she's complained about Dorit being late. She's complained saying stuff is rude. But I think that because her and Dorit are both going through the divorce, that she's just aligning with her because of that. Because Rachel complains and now she's like, well, and then once I see how someone is, I accept them for what they are. You're contradicting yourself, Rachel, because you just said your biggest pet peeve and one thing you hate in life is people being late because it's disrespectful to your time. Now, if someone shows you they're late all the time, you're going to accept them for who they are. Bitch, you and your captain can go back to wherever the fuck they found you from because you have bored me. I don't know why you guys are so wooed by Rachel Zell saying, I die. Like, I don't get that. But she's not really given much and she's messy. And she gives me someone who'll always deflect and never really deal with confrontation, kind of like Karen Huger, except she's not even giving us funny confessionals the way Karen would. So I'm kind of over Rachel Zoe. But I do understand Rachel's point about not wanting to comment on Dorit's finances because you did just meet her. I'm not commenting. I wouldn't even comment on James's finances. Like his finances is his business. He does what he does. If he talks to me about it, I'll make a suggestion, but whether he accepts it or not, that's his business. Okay. But I get that part, but I don't know. How do you feel about Rachel?
The thing about it is I wish she wasn't so wishy-washy and so like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. No, that's not what I meant. Yeah, if it were this person in this situation, I'd get aggravated with anybody. But with Dorit, like she probably has, I was like, girl, listen, pick a lane and stick with it. Now, I do agree with you, the finances part, because Rachel really don't know her that well. She just met her, as she said, 2 months ago. I totally get it. But in today's time, now that we know that that mortgage ain't paid, I kind of feel like, to me, in a slight way, not saying fully, y'all, so do not get that. Like, in a slight way, Kyle is vindicated to me. Because to
Kyle is
me,
vindicated
Kyle
because
is, yeah.
Rachel is proving, yeah, I said this. She didn't deny anything Kyle said. She just explained herself and was like, well, now I know her, so I'm accepting it. But she didn't deny not a single thing that Kyle said that she said about Dorit. She admits to saying it. But Rachel has been on TV before. She knows that what she's saying, she can't deny. So she's going to find a way to talk her way out of it. But I think the only situation that I will accept her not commenting on is the finances. But I agree with this comment here. Rachel is clearly team Dorit. I think that I can see why Dorit can align with Rachel and Bose. there are two women who are coming on this show who give me people who don't really want to act up or do too much because they have names outside of the show as well. And I feel like they're going to align with Dorit and use her for a storyline, drama, like ways for them to be wrapped up in it without having to do much work. That's just what I see happening. Because why else, no shade, would you align with Dorit? Like back when we used to get heavy hitters on this cast, people making money, people well known, like Eileen, Erika Girardi was there that season, Lisa Vanderpump, Brandy had her money, the Richards sisters. Like back when there was a bunch of people on the show doing well, it just seemed like nobody could really stand Dorit. But now it feels like they're using her as a way to get into the cast because she's the only one who really needs an ally. Shani said, can we call Bo Shona from the Last Dragon movie? Cracking up, another reviewer called her that when she had a puff on the top of her head and now I cannot see it. Am I the master?
The Shogun of Harlem.
That outfit, I know exactly that foolery that was on her head. I know exactly which one she's talking about.
He goes, am I the meanest? Show enough. Am I the prettiest? Show enough.
Bose be thinking she's having an iconic moment, but let's call a spade a spade. If Bose was on the Housewives of Atlanta or Potomac or Married to Medicine, they would be eating her up for this
I'm
hair.
trying to tell you, no, I need her to go Real Housewives of Potomac and put it. You know who would eat her ass up is Giselle with her no hair having ass. Like I'm trying to tell you, like.
Thank you, Kiwan. I appreciate it. Please do support the channel. Thug Life to everybody. I do hope that you like the video. If you enjoy what we're doing, we hope that you subscribe to our channels. Kiwan's link is in the description as well as James's channel's link. And I appreciate you, Kiwan. I really do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. She said Rachel don't need to come back. She doesn't.
No, she don't. No, she don't. Nope.
I feel like she did the show because she knew she was going to divorce her husband and wanted to make sure she had the like some cushion financially because divorces are expensive. There's no prenup. So I feel like whatever she'll lose in the divorce, if once she gets it back in the show's income, I feel like she'll leave.
Like Sarah Michelle Gellar said, which Andy, no. Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone.
We love Sarah Michelle Gellar.
We love Sarah Michelle Gellar. Don't start this shit, Andy, because she was absolutely right. We love Rachel Zoe, but this shit is boring.
It is. I still like Rachel Zoe as a designer, fashion. I like seeing her interact with like different celebrities you'd never see her interact with. She's a cool chick and iconic in the fashion world and to be respected. But as a housewife,
no, this ain't her realm.
This is not for her. She's not ignorant enough for me. She's just not. The ladies do prepare to go out and they all go in separate vans. And Rachel says to Doris that she is not okay with Kyle and the ladies discussing Dorit. Y'all see what I mean by messy? You just sat there and was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable commenting on the finances, but I didn't know that this is new behavior. You guys have known her longer. So there's coming from a place of concern, and Rachel went to Dorit and made it seem like they were just talking about her. So I would love everyone to see the messiness that she does. But then if someone confronts her on it, she's probably not going to want to talk about it like that, which irks me. Now, Kyle is sick of Dorit pretty much being mad at her. And I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of them discussing the same thing. So I'm going to skip to the dinner because they just kept discussing the same thing in the van the whole episode. But they get to the dinner and things went well at the dinner until Kyle pointed out awkwardness. And I was kind of like, me and my husband were like, Kyle, you could have just let this be a good dinner, waited till you got back to the village and then acted a fool. You don't have to act a fool in the public place. Y'all could have done this in the van, at the villa. You didn't have to do it here. But Kyle brings it up because everyone getting along probably disturbed her in some odd way because her and Dorit are one and the same to a certain extent. She points out the awkwardness and Dora says that she feels that Kyle attacks her and she felt attacked at the event. And Rachel comes up and says that she does not like late people and heard that her name came up. And she pretty much is explaining and trying to make it sound like she wasn't talking about Doris and is trying to kind of soften the blow because now she's aligned with her. And I'm just like, okay, Rachel, That's annoying. Next thing you know, Rachel's like, and Dorit go, well, me and Rachel have spoke about our issue. Okay, just like you and Kyle spoke about your issue that you keep bringing back up. So how is it that you could speak about something and make peace and be okay when it comes to Rachel, but when you speak about it and make peace with Kyle, you're just talking to talk because you like to talk, Dorit, which you've been accused of? I don't understand. I'm tired of it. And Doris tells Kyle again that she's tired of her telling Bose about her having erratic behaviors. And she's like, what erratic behaviors? So Kyle points out her erratic behaviors, like shuffling through a purse looking for God knows what. Get a purse organizer, Dorit. That purse was atrocious. No excuse. Do better, bitch. Your purse look like you broke. Where's your purse organizer? They about $4.99 at Ross and Amazon. I'm just saying. But apparently, Dorit was going through her purse, showing up late, getting mad, and then leaving. Kyle gets fed up, okay, and tells Doris she is sick of her riding her ass all the fucking time. And she needs to stop. And when Kyle gets like this, like she did Kim Richards, when she turned her head to the side and her finger gets a pointing, she's sick of you. Does she not do that every time she is about to step? That's what Kyle do. I'm sick of you using me as your get punch. I said, oh, the white women are angry. And that's when the episode ended. And I'm just looking like, why was this a to be continued? Why did y'all it was like a cut scene.
Right.
The way that the episode ended. I had to check my DVR and apps to make sure that I watched the full episode because the way it ended was so random. I'm not saying they didn't have good drama, but I don't feel like Kyle doing what she always has been doing since season 1 was enough for it to be continued. I think Bravo thinks we care more about this Dorit and Kyle drama than we do. I really just want Dorit gone.
I agree, because there's no point in her being here. Y'all gonna wait like until she broke to give her a sympathy check? Like, no. Let her work for her money finally. And this whole beef with Kyle, I feel like for me, her beefing with Kyle is because it's easy to do. It's because it's easy. And I feel like, Dorit, that's very clownery of you to do because Kyle really didn't do anything to you except for reality show, TV show fodder. Because let's be clear, regardless if that was your friend or not, if you chose to move on, why do you keep her at a distance? I think you're going back and forth with her because it's easy to do. Because Kyle's going to give you that because she does care about you and you know she does. And she's going to be frustrated but continue to still want and yearn for your friendship. Very clownery. And Kyle, you need to get a backbone. You need to get a backbone because fuck her. At the end of the day.
Like she got one.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's what next week is going to be. Fuck her and move on. That's all.
Not just like the Queen of England. There ain't nothing in that purse. It was just coins and silver shit. I was like, what is this?
Like, what the hell?
Batteries? Didn't you see some batteries?
I did see batteries. I was like,
why does she have so many batteries? They do say put them in your carry-on, but I was looking at doors like, what is all of this? You liked, but Sutton's purple dress was pretty. Not on her, but it was a very pretty dress. The whole outfit with the matching shoes and purse.
She said, well, not on her, but it
wasn't. It wasn't. I feel like no matter what Sutton do, she is Sutton.
She needs a stylist. She needs a stylist. She needs, kind of somebody that's going to take it because she's very country, old Southern, on the stoop kind of dressing. It's like not Southern Belle, like on the porch. I mean, not stoop, on the porch. Like,
no better.
Yeah, no, it's given very housewife in Augusta. Like it's very dated.
It actually
it's very dated. And it's like I want her to, you know what I want her to do? I actually want her to dye her hair a darker color. I want her to start wearing like suit-esque kind of outfit, make it look like she's a professional because she dates like she's this old. I mean, she was married to a millionaire, so I mean, hey. I mean, the shoe fits.
I think you're right, though. Sutton does need darker hair.
Yes.
I think the blonde is aging her in the face. And she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want work done, and she doesn't need it. Just
She doesn't
dive
need it, no,
in,
but
girl.
I think if she went with like a nice honey brown, like, cause she had like the opening credits, not this season, it was either last season or the season before last, where she had on that gold dress and her hair was sleek. I said, yes, Sutton, that's the look. Keep that. And she never went back to that look.
They never do to the ones we
I,
like.
right. And I
It
was like,
looks
oh.
like they were riding bikes in the wrong season. The vines were not blooming. Yeah, it did look like that, but I mean, it's beautiful house. Looked like it's in the middle of nowhere based on the activities they did, but beautiful villa.
It was
I
beautiful.
suppose both did good hosting, which I'm glad about. But that was it, you guys. Let me know how everybody feels about the episode in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. The next time I will be back on my channel with a live stream will be on Monday to go over before the 90 days. I will have a B3ST music sound check for our independent artists that are on the channel. That will be premiering at some point this weekend. Love and Marriage Huntsville Bell Collective will be on James's channel on Sunday. So be sure to look into that. She said, did she host or just call a friend?
Probably both.
Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, because we still haven't met the friend yet. We haven't met him yet. We just met his hired help. So I don't know if like he was just out of town and she just said, "Hey, let me use your house right quick. I got a whole bunch of herd of ladies that need to, fix." Or it could have been production. I don't know. But I just feel like I'm gonna give her credit of both. She probably called a friend. She knew of a place, probably real cheap. Production took it on. It's good to know people.
It's true. That is true. But you guys, that is going to be it for this live. Be sure to keep notifications on. I'll be posting some videos in the meantime. James is back live on Sunday. Other than that, I hope everybody has a really good weekend, and we will see everyone next time. Adios.
Adios.